Alright, hey everybody, today we're going to do, pardon my voice, we got some allergy stuff going on, but we're going to be doing some glute work that's laying down. So we all know that squats are really good for the glutes, and deadlifts are really good for the glutes, all the major, like, bigger muscles of the glutes, lunge walks, things like that. But we're going to work on laying exercises that are going to focus more on like the smaller muscles, the medius, the minimus, all that, and also a little bit of the inner thigh, and a little bit of lower back, and then the transverse abdominal right here. So we're working like right in this section right here is what we're going to work today. So we're going to start with some side laying exercises. Some of these exercises, they look like very small, easy movements, but they target really well. So we're going to lay on our side, and we're going to kick up, but we're not just going to raise. We're going to kick back and up. So you really want to squeeze the glute and kick up and back. So just keeping it right here, and that's going to target this right here is where you're going to feel that one. So just up and back. I don't have any leg weights on, but this is an excellent one to do with leg weights, little light leg weights too, if you want a little extra. But just kick, and as you're doing it, I'm really pressing my toes, which is helping me squeeze my glutes. So I'm really pressing my toes out, and back. And just do 10 to 15 each side. I've also done this in a class where we've done for time. We've done about 30 seconds of these. But just squeeze up and back. Oh, and it burns. Okay. And now keeping it here. So the sequence is also important too. Raise and lower. So we all know that full range of motion is really good when you're exercising, but there's something to be said for half reps or pulses, whatever you want to call them. But just going down halfway and then squeeze back up. Down halfway, squeeze back up. And you're going to feel it right in here. If you don't feel it, bring that leg back a little bit so that your thigh is parallel with the rest of your body. And squeeze up and back. And I have my leg bent. It just helps a little bit, get a little bit more like that underneath, that crease, right where your cheek meets your leg. You're going to hit that spot too. Oh, right here. Alright, so now we're going to do our, basically like clamshells right afterwards. I just have for clamshells, you can keep it here. I'm just having it down just a little bit. The angle is just a little bit more shallow on this one. Squeeze, I'm really focusing just this part right here. We got bathing suit season coming up. Shopping for a bathing suit. I don't want saggy cheeks. I want it to be nice and firm. So now what I'm going to use, I have the firm ball, that's what it's called. This one's the firm. I think it's, I don't know actually, 3 pounds, 6 pounds, 4 pounds, somewhere in there. But I'm just putting it on that angle right in between my knee for just a little bit more resistance. Woo. And you can even press, if you press down into the ball with your hand and try and press up with your leg, you're going to get more resistance too. Make those muscles work. Ah, crazy, crazy, crazy. Whew. We're going to do a couple more right here. Okay. Okay. The last one, the sequence. Keep that leg up, kick out and back. And try and kick your butt each time. Again, it doesn't look like you're doing anything, but I'm telling you, it actually burning right here because of the movements we already did. So just back, forth, kick. This is a real simple sequence that you can do anywhere. You can do at home. If you're traveling, you can do it real quick in your hotel room. It takes you, if you go through the sequence twice, it'll take you maybe 10 minutes to do this. So we're going to do the other side, the same exact thing. Get those legs back and kick up and back. You're trying to kick back behind you with your heel. And if you can, try and get that heel. I'm having a hard time, but kick that heel up to the ceiling and toes down. And then kick back. And you're going to get right in there. So we're going to work those little muscles. And this is also something if you got leg day going on already and you're already doing squats, already doing deadlifts, add this sequence to the end when your muscles are already tired, and trust me, it's going to burn. It's going to get in there and make all of those muscle fibers work. Okay, so now we're here, and we're just going to lift a little bit, kind of like our clamshells, but keep it back behind a shallower angle. And you're going to get right in here, back and forth. There's something also to be said for doing weights, using weights for your squats and your deadlifts if you've already been working for a while. But also, body weight exercise is really good at toning those muscles, and they're just as good for getting those muscles stronger. Right here, we're just adding a little bit of resistance with the ball. Squeeze. I did this last week, and I'm telling you, my butt hurt for 3 days. It is a good one. Right there. All right, we're going to do one more while we're here, and then we're going to lay down on our backs and do a couple more. It's going to get the lower abdominals as well. And then we're going to turn over onto our stomachs and finish off on our stomachs. Oh my gosh, right here. Squeeze. Okay, I think that's enough for that one. All right, so we're using the ball still. Well, the first one is not with the ball. And this one's going to look a little weird. So you might want to do this one in the privacy of your own room. But it's going to be good for those inner thighs and also the glutes. So laying basically in a butterfly, feet are together. I can't get my knees to touch without arching my back. You don't want to arch your back. Keep your back nice and flat, which means your knees are going to come up. But just squeeze those knees up, keeping the bottoms of your feet together. Squeeze those knees together. Press your feet together. And as you press, you're going to feel right in here. But sometimes it's a harder muscle to figure out how to work. It's harder than working, the hamstrings and the quads. It's a little harder to figure out how to work it. But right here, squeeze, up and down. And then after you do that, stay up, hold here, and squeeze. And you're going to get right in here as well, all along, down underneath. But hold it, up top, and squeeze. See, I'm not squeezing all the way together, but trust me, it burns. Okay, and holds are fantastic too. Just squeeze as tight as you can and hold it there. Don't let it fall. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Oh. All right. Now we're going to do with this. So putting it between the knees, and you have to squeeze. That's the point, is you got to squeeze. So right in here, the inner thigh, if you have to squeeze together, that inner thigh is working. And you're just going back and forth, and you got to squeeze tight, otherwise you might drop it on your face. You don't want to drop it on your face. So I have my head up. You can certainly keep it down if you need. Put like a rolled up towel or a small pillow or something underneath if your neck still bothers you. But keep it right here. The squeeze, you're working the inner thighs, you're working your hip flexors, you're working your lower abdominals right here, your transverse right here. So just take, if you can, use your fingers and feel those muscles as you're working. You want to know what you're working when you're doing it. Right here, squeeze. And if you can, bring your feet further out. The further out you set your feet, the more work. I feel the burn right there. But keep squeezing, put your feet out as far as you can, and back. Down, back. Holy cow. Hold, I'm going to hold. My feet are about 6 inches or so off the ground maybe. That's what I'm aiming for. My back, nice and flat on the floor. And you can see right here, this is squeeze and this is working. We're going to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, we're going to finish off on our stomachs with just a couple quick moves. All right, so right here, we're going to do a few different raises. So keeping that leg straight. As you raise, don't let your hip roll. Keep both hips on the floor.